recording. Martha. There we go. What's up, Martha? Right now.
Hey there.
Hey, how's it going?
You know, just
Did you
got my
eat
butt
anything?
whooped by a really mean trainer.
You're fine. You're fine. Who else do I have? It just says iPhone. Who else is here with me? Anybody? No. Maybe. Hi. We got about 2 minutes until we're going to get started. We're going to see who rolls in. Jess just got here at Camillus. What's up, Jackie? Jess just got here at Camillus. Amanda just finished teaching Fit Over 50, so she's just finishing off, and
It's so dark out.
it's so dark. So this is like, I hate this time of year because you wake up and it's dark, you go to work and it's dark, and then you leave work and it's dark. You don't see any of the things.
And you look outside.
It's dark. It's dark.
A lot of dark.
A lot of dark. Hello, Miss Jackie. Let's see here. So if you want to turn your cameras on, that'd be super helpful so we could see who we're talking to. What's up, Florence? Oh, she can't hear me yet. It's fine. Let's go. Hey, Florence. Oh, look at it. There's actually like people coming in. We were standing here talking. We're like, I don't know who's going to actually show up, but we'll see. You just never know with these types of things. What's up?
Don't worry about it. I'll do it afterwards while she buys.
Oh, don't worry about it. Oh,
I'll
yeah,
let
I
you
didn't
know
even
she
think about
wants
that.
after.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
You're fine. Do you want them off the mat? Would you mind doing that?
There you
I
go.
appreciate it.
Boom.
You guys are great. Friends, let's turn on our cameras so we can see. What's up, Sai? Hello, hello, hello. Everybody's here. Good, good, good. All right. So the only person I don't know who it is iPhone. Who's listed here as iPhone? I got Florence, I got Jackie, I got Kim, I got Sai. We got, thank you, Kim. I appreciate it. Your hair looks glorious. It's always so long. It's so long. Yeah, if you guys don't mind turning on your cameras, that way we can see you, unless like you're, inappropriately dressed. Then I'm totally cool with it. Like you do
I
you,
changed
friend.
out of my, I can't get my leg up that high. I changed out of my tie-dyed sweatpants for you guys.
I walked into North today and Jess was wearing jeans and I thought I was in an alternate universe. Like I literally was like, I didn't catch the memo.
But as soon as I got home, they came off.
All right, so we've got 7:30, right? Actually, we've got 7:31 on the dot. So we're gonna get started because it's 7:30. All of us have worked all day and we're ready to rock and roll. Sound good? Sounds good. If at any time you have any questions and you want to type them into the chat group, you can do that, or we can, I think we're going to run it kind of just like a conversation. It's going to be very, you all know us, we'd like to chat. So we're running as a conversation, and if there is like a specific question at the end of each little segment that we're going to be doing, raise your hand if you have your camera on, or feel free to type it into the chat group, and we'll unmute you when we get to that, right?
Yeah,
fabulous.
I think that's the plan.
All right, so that was our intro.
I'm Jess.
I'm Jess.
We're Jess
Welcome.
Squared.
We're Jess Squared. We're Jess Squared.
No, that's the intro.
Anyway, we're super excited that you guys joined us
Yeah,
on
we
this
appreciate
Tuesday.
you logging in, taking some time out of your day. It means a lot to us. We spend a lot of time planning things and just trying to keep members engaged and really give you guys the best. So thank you. We appreciate you.
Yes, especially this late in the evening. It's very much appreciated. You guys coming in. Absolutely. We should do these at 5 a.m. and see who shows up.
I know, right? Would you guys come at 5 a.m.?
So you should- Kim, nah. Florence might. She comes to 7 a.m. class, so she might come to 5 a.m. All right. So let's get started. We've got a couple different topics here. Like I said, we're going to run it kind of as a conversation. When we were talking about laying out what we wanted to do for the Fall to Fit Friends, we really wanted to make sure that Jess and I specifically came in to chat with all of you because we don't get to see everybody from both locations all the time. And we kind of like each other. So we like doing things together every now and then. But we also thought that this was a really good topic because just knowing what Burn specifically and what our members specifically have been through over the past year and a half, 2 years, which has been just wild for every single one. Really refocusing on making yourself a priority, committing to your goals. I know Saisha and I have had a lot of conversations about this over the past year and a half, like just, it's tough getting back on a bandwagon and getting back into a routine and really making sure that you're taking care of yourself. Because if anything that we've learned over this past year and a half is you have to be able to take care of yourself, and putting yourself first and making your health a priority is super, super important for so many different reasons. But I feel like this year has definitely brought it out.
Opened a lot of eyes.
Opened a lot of eyes for sure. So let's just get started.
Yeah. So the first thing we want to, I guess the first tip that we would give you and kind of committing to yourself is be adaptable, right? You have to be an adaptable person. I think it can be hard to be adaptable, but it's also super important to be up for change, to never stop learning, right? And to always just come to something with open arms and understand that nothing ever is truly set in stone. You have to be open to change. You have to be adaptable. You have to be always willing to learn something new. And in a sense, you know, take everything with that grain of salt, like they say. You can't take it too seriously because it's just kind of going to set you up for failure, really.
Yeah,
you know, you don't like to hear that word. Nobody does, but it's reality. And if you don't plan and keep yourself open for change and willing to learn and accept a different opinion or grow in a different direction, or, you know, maybe take the turn that you didn't want to take because, you know, for any different reason, it's just super important to remain adaptable.
Yeah, for sure. And we hear this all the time in classes too, especially when we start throwing crazy stuff at you. Like this week, I know at North is, hey, Rena, how are you? Your iPhone. All right, there we go. In classes at North right now, we're doing stations, and I've stepped in on a couple classes and I was like, what the hell is going on right now? Or you're coming into class at Camillus and we're like throwing new equipment at you. While it goes within the classes of, you know, just coming in, Annie says it all the time, come in with your positive pants, pull all the way up. But having that open mind really broadens your views of a lot of different things. A lot of you came into us never having worked out before a day in your life and had no idea what Burn was about. I know, Raina, we talked about this before, never worked out a day in your life. And think back to your first day and think about where you are now. If you weren't adaptable and you weren't willing to open up to new experiences, where would you be? I know a lot of you probably wouldn't be doing anything right now. You wouldn't be working out. You wouldn't be taking care of yourself. So really making sure that you're opening yourself to those new experiences, whether it's here at Burn or it's at work or it's in your personal life, is so, so important. And just one little piece of the whole puzzle of committing to yourself. I just threw a pumpkin over here. So I'm gonna hand it over here. Just through, it's a gourd. It's actually not a pumpkin, but anyway, that's what we were saying over here. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes, sounds good. Anybody have anything specific they want to share at this time? No, we're making sense. This is good.
I think that for myself, I'll share really quick because I was really adaptable when I shifted my career to kickboxing. Some people know, some people don't, but I was actually a hairstylist for 15 years. I went to school to BOCES, to cosmetology school while I was in high school. And that's what I learned. That was my trade. That's what I'm good at, you know, my hands in hair. I loved it for a long time. And then I was good at it. So I stayed in it, you know, and hair is something that changes every day. The styles, the colors, what the people want. Like you as women, we all know that, right? You look at a magazine, day to day, you want your own hair to be different. So, you know, it's an ever-changing career path. But even with that, like just within the career, I wasn't happy. So I knew, you know, I had to be open for change. I had to make my own change, to stay committed to my own happiness and myself. So finding something to to redirect myself to was hard, but I knew that that's what I had to do. So it's not always an easy task. And sometimes you have to take the harder road to get where you know you need to be. So for me, that was huge for me to, it was hard for me to make myself adaptable to the career change. But it brought all good things. So just remember that when sometimes it can be hard, it's worth it.
I think the common theme here too, and I know that we've been saying it a lot here in Camillus, and I know that we've been saying it a ton over in North Syracuse lately, has been the catchphrase, you can do hard things.
Yeah.
It's been huge the past like 2 weeks.
Definitely.
We've just been really pounding it hard. It's up on our burn body wall over here in Camillus. All of these pieces that come together to commit to yourself. Somebody just turned on their high beams, but it's cool. It's going to be hard. We say it in class all the time. You can do hard things. You know, if it's not hard, then it's not challenging you.
Right.
Just keeping that in mind that, yeah, it's going to suck, but you have to be in the suck sometimes to see the real change.
Mm-hmm.
And being in the suck sometimes really sucks, you guys. But at the end of it, you can really look back and just feel you changed to be happy. And it's important. So the next thing I want to start this one off just because
Why?
Many of you, Martha has known me for a while, Saisha's known me for a while. Some of you have just met me over the past year. I have boundary issues. I have major boundary issues. And when I say that, I don't know how to say no to people. Like I really literally do not. I'm a people pleaser by trauma, I think probably, but I'm a people pleaser. I like making sure everybody around me is happy, and sometimes to my detriment. And I'm sure that some of you can relate to this. You know, you're running around, you're doing 12,000 things, and somebody says, "Oh, can you just do me this one favor?" Add it on. Let's just add that onto the thing. This past year, I know I personally have really been trying to set myself up with some boundaries. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. Everything's a work in progress, right? But learning how to say no to something that is not going to, one, bring you joy, or going to benefit you whatsoever in any way. It's probably one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do, but it's also one of the healthiest things that I'm working on for myself.
It's a necessity.
It's a necessity. They say, I know you all have heard this before, you can't pour from an empty glass, right? You can't pour from an empty glass. If you are on E constantly, and you're on E because of taking on extra things or being everything to everyone. That's a big one too, especially for those of us with families. When you're everything to everyone, you can't be anything for yourself. Like you literally can't be anything for yourself because you just don't have the time, the energy, the mental health to do that. And in order to push away from that, you got to say no. Nobody likes hearing no. A lot of people just can't say no.
People too will learn to respect you more though when you put your foot down and say no for yourself, because they're gonna, you know, at first they're gonna be like, well, fine, I'm never gonna ask you to do something again. But if you say no, and you know, more than no, say, you know what, I understand that you need help, but in this moment right now, I can't take that task on because of this. You know, I don't always just say no and shut them down, but make sure that they understand why you're saying no. And no real person in your life, no family member, no real friend, nobody that has any true compassion or care for you is going to not understand that. You know, if you say, no, I can't, you know what, I can't do this carpool with you this week because I really just need to be home with my family. You know, we're struggling, and that it's just that I appreciate, you know, I'm sorry, but no, you know, come to them with the realistic reason. Understand, and you're going to relate to them, and they're going to appreciate that. Oh my gosh, like, okay, if she can have boundaries, maybe I can.
It might not be immediate. They might not appreciate that immediately.
No, they're most likely not going to immediately. But that's why I think it's important to have your reasoning behind it. It's important not only to say no, but be firm in why. You know, no, I can't do that because. And I think that's helpful to start to gain the respect of those people, because you don't want to shut them out of your life. It's not like, no, I'm never going to do anything for you. Most likely that's not the case, but we all have days and we all have times where you should be saying no, you know, and a lot of times when we don't, not a lot of times, all the times when you don't, you're only hurting yourself. if you can think back of a specific time when you didn't say no and you should have, I can guarantee you can think back of something bad that came from it, whether it was your exhaustion, you got sick, your kids suffered, something was late, dinner got skipped, time with your husband or your wife or your, it affected you, but not the other person. And that's not fair. I'm a firm believer, and even though I don't travel enough and I've only flown a couple of times, when they tell you to put your own oxygen mask on first, that shit's real. If the plane's going down, whose mask are you going to put on first?
Yours, hopefully.
You gotta say, no, I can't help you until I'm situated.
Well, the fact of the matter
If she was standing right next to me on the airplane saying, help, 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 I'm gonna say, no, no, no.
She just let me go down, let's be
Okay,
honest.
okay, no.
But the fact of the matter remains too, every time that you don't say no to something that you honestly should be saying no to, you're telling everybody else around you and yourself that you are better in the back seat, that you deserve to be in the back seat, that you're not driving your own life and you're not a priority. And I know I've got a 12-year-old son, and I never want my son to think that I am okay with being second best or being anything but putting myself first. And I'm sure
you all deserve it. It's hard to accept that, I think, especially as women. But we deserve that. We deserve the ability to say no, and the confidence and knowing that we're allowed to.
Absolutely. Show of hands, who has trouble saying no? All of us, right? Yeah. Kim, you don't have, I was gonna say, Kim, you don't have trouble saying no. Rena's like, nah, I say no all the time.
I say no a lot. I say no a lot.
We're getting better at it. We're getting better at it.
Yeah.
All right. So the
I
next
struggle with it, ladies, big time. I am a yes. I will say yes to everything, and then
I know
be
you were saying
angry
shut
at
up.
myself. But I have gotten better. I did a big no today that was really difficult. And some of it is no, like we're talking health, no to like specific, you go to a party and somebody pressures you like, but try one bite of the cake,
Yeah.
And over and over. And, finally I'm like, look, it's not going to get me to where I want to go. So no, I don't want your cake.
And that's a great way to think about it. Is saying yes to this going to help me or get me closer to my goal or where I want to be? The answer is no, then that's what you need to be saying. No.
Absolutely. That segues nicely into this next part too.
Yeah, definitely. For sure. Yeah, I love this next one. For sure. Tip 3 is to just own your shit, right? You got to own it. You got to own up to it, whether it's good, bad, indifferent, ugly, beautiful. It's yours. You need to own it. If it's ugly, if it's painful, if it's sad, depressing. This one I struggled with for a long time, but I like to think I've got a pretty good grasp on it right now. Not always, but in the moment, I make mistakes, and I will be the first one to come out and be like, listen, wait, hold on. This was all me. Rein it in. Let's talk about it. That can be hard to do, but I'm okay with being wrong. I'm okay when people don't like my opinion.
Very okay with that.
I'm cool with that, but I would also, expect you to still have your opinion and own yours. I believe that you should be confident in yourself and own your own shit. And I don't think that my stuff is going to be the same as your stuff. We're not going to own the same stuff, but whatever it is that you have in your life, whatever it is that you have in your family, whatever it is that you believe in, that you don't believe in, or that you respect or don't want in your life, you have to own it. You have to put your foot down, and you have to just stand your ground, because again, it becomes part of who you are. And every time you brush it off or ignore it
Or blame someone
or
else.
blame somebody
That's my biggest
else,
one, is when people start blaming other people for.
or just even try to like denial, it's just, it just hurts you, you're just burying it. You're going to create your own trauma from it. Not that I pointed. She had come from trauma earlier. That's why I pointed at her, the trauma joke from earlier. We both have plenty of trauma. Don't worry.
I love what you have written down here, though, so I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
She wrote down, take responsibility for the control or lack thereof you have in your life. You guys have had me in class, a lot of you have, and you'll hear me say, like, actually, let me backtrack here. One of my biggest, vices are gummy bears. Haribo gummy bears, like literally
By the
they're
bag full.
by the bag full. And I'm not talking the little bag, I'm talking like the 5-pound bag that you get on the top shelf at Target or BJ's or the grocery store. Like this is the 5-pound bag. And you can always tell when I'm like in my feels because I get them and I call them my therapy bears. I will eat the entire friggin' bag by myself, the entire 5-pound bag in a sitting by myself. And I have to take responsibility for that. I had zero control. I had zero lack of control. I had nobody forced them down me. Nobody bought them for me. I took care of it. And it sucks to own it because I could very easily be like, well, Jess was here and she did whatever. But no, it's my issue. I ate the 5 pounds of freaking gummy bears in one sitting during a meeting. Having the ability to take control or take responsibility for what you do is something that we teach our kids early on too, right?
Do
like
or don't do.
yes, do or don't do.
But yes,
but
definitely.
setting
It's a turning point for children that
right,
understand.
yeah, and it
They
goes
need to
on.
be
Yeah.
responsible for their actions, for their feelings, for their reactions.
And we've all met
or
that
their
one.
lack thereof.
Yes, we've all met that one person that blames somebody else for everything, right? It's
Yeah.
never their fault. They never did it. It wasn't, they didn't get the right
Or
memo
that's not
or
that
whatever.
wasn't my intention.
Right, that's not my job, things of that nature. There's always somebody to blame, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's 100% take responsibility of you that is going to make you be successful in your life, whether it's work, whether it's personal, whether it's workouts, anything. You take responsibility for you and you're committing to yourself right there. See how I worked that back in?
Once you own it, you've learned from it.
Thank you so much.
I mean, the goal is anyway to learn from it. I know there's plenty of nights where I stay home and I'm like, well, shit, like I did, whatever, XYZ, a fight with my son, a fight with my parents. Me and my mom are literally the same person and we fight more than we get along. And it's plenty of times it's my fault. So there's plenty of days as a 34-year-old adult that I lay in bed and I'm like, damn it, mom. Yeah, you were right. I'm wrong. I'm really sorry. I'm not happy about it, but here I am and I love you and whatever. But nothing makes you more mad than having to own up to your mom. Like, come on, shit. And then she rubs it in. But I own it, it's tough. But I also own not doing things like working out, it's me.
One of our tough ones.
It's okay. Whether it's coming to a class, whether it means going for a run, taking my dog for a walk, or going skate, rollerblading, we lift in, we do a lot, our passion is kickbox, but we both do plenty of other things and we have other options. And if I don't work out, I got nobody to blame but me. I could blame my team for calling in sick. I could blame Hibbs for pissing me off. I could blame Curtis for, just being whatever. Like I could blame my family for calling me to dinner, and my son for needing this, and my car for breaking down, and endless excuses. But in all reality, I could have stood in my living room and done something, right? I could have done an alphabet workout. I could have done 100 squats and felt like, okay, I did a fucking 100 squats today. Shoot, sorry, I did a freaking 100 squats today. That just
I've been waiting. I've literally been waiting.
I usually try to be really good. I'm trying to be really good. But when I don't work out, I feel like shit. My mental health instantly, for me, it's more mental than it is physical for me working out. My mental health instantly, 2 days of no working out, I'm instantly a shifting and I know it. So I have to own it and be like, all right, what do I need to do? I need to do a night workout. I hate working out at night, but if that's what it takes, then I have to do it and I will take care of myself and own it and get in there. But then I also learn from, okay, next time, it doesn't matter what Hip says. And I don't care if, I'm just saying,
over here today.
it doesn't matter if I fought with Damien, I'm going to go to class anyways. And if my car runs out of gas, then I'm going to go for a run. All real life things in there.
Real life
happen. No, I'm just kidding. But own it. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. It's yours. You got to own it. You got to get through it to feel it, to learn from it, and to just be the best you have to.
So we've got like one more. And this one really resonates with me personally. For those of you who don't know me very well, I used to work in corporate America. I worked behind a desk at a bank. I was a bank manager for 7 years. Can you imagine me behind a desk? No, awful, literally awful. 5 years ago, I took the step. I had a job offer to open a kickboxing studio, and I took it. I'd never kickboxed before, never in my life. I'd done like cardio kickboxing, remember with Lou Martha, with like the gloves, did like, it was all the music, it was like dancing and kickboxing, never hit a bag before, had no idea what a roundhouse was. But I knew that what I was doing currently was not making me happy. I didn't feel joy. I didn't feel passionate about anything. And I had to not be afraid to suck at something new. And you guys, I sucked. I was so bad. I was literally the worst kickboxer to walk the planet for probably a good 6 months. Like I had no idea what the hell I was doing.
I think it's because your legs are so long.
They are, so I'm like a damn giraffe. They're just like, they're flailing about all the time. You short people got it made over here. But the fact of the matter was, you can't be afraid to suck at something new. Again, I'm going to go back to what we were talking about before. A lot of you walked through the doors never having worked out before, never had thrown a jab cross or done a squat before, but you walk through the doors and you keep walking through the doors and you keep committing because you weren't afraid to suck at something new. We throw some crazy shit at you sometimes. I did burpee rolls over here and they were not a fan of those the other day. Did burpee rolls the other day and the looks I got, but you did them. You did them and you only get better. Today in class, I was teaching something and I said something to Corey. Corey Rake was in class. And I was like, we're going to do this. I know that it's going to be hard. I know that it's something new and it's going to make your brain work. But what happens when you start doing things that you're not good at? And he looked right at me. He goes, you get good at them. I'm like, exactly. You never know what your potential is for anything if you were always stuck doing the same things over and over and over again.
We can only walk because we fell down 100 times. None of us were born capable of walking.
I have long legs. I'm kidding.
We all sucked at it, right? But as kids, as babies, you don't know any better than to just want to be able to move and want to be able to be just babies. You don't give up, you know?
When you stay in the fear, I think that's the thing that I really like. And when you stay in the fear, when you stay afraid to try something new, you never get to experience the joy that you could potentially have. You never get to experience putting yourself as a priority and feeling passionate about something because you might not even know what you're passionate about yet because you're so afraid to try something new. And that's sad. That's really sad. And I think, again, I think most of us are women on here, but I'm not 100% because I can't see everybody. But I think women have it hard too because we're put into such categories of what we should be all the time. We should be this, we should be this, we should be that. Mm-hmm. And it's hard for us to break out and go, but I want to be this. I want to try this. I want to make myself happy by trying something new. And it makes me sad thinking of people that just are so afraid to try something new.
When I made my shift in my career, my family was so against it because they were like, well, you're so good at hair. You've never kickboxed in your life. Because I was in the same position as him. So I was, not corporate America, but I had never kickboxed other than going to like an Aspen group cardio class. So similar, like throwing weights, air punches and stuff. And no, my ass from a hole in the wall. Why would I? I was a hairdresser. So my family was super like, well, this is a bad decision. Like, you're going to throw all of this away. You've worked 15 years to build this clientele and you're just going to throw it down the toilet, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to suck at something new because I think that this is going to take me where I want to be in life. And
here we are. 8
years later, I'm on my way, and it was terrifying. It was hard. There was plenty of days where I have thought, I still have my book of clients that I'm like, I could call you all. And, they all cried when I left. And I'm sure a bunch of them would come right back to me if I was like, listen, I'm in a chair. Here I am. Come see me. And, plenty of days where I think about it, but I know it wouldn't take me where I want to be. It's not going to make me happy. I was already there. I took that chance to try something new and to not be good at first, but to be adaptable, to learn, to never stop learning. You know, I had to say no to my clients and create boundaries when I was leaving. That was super hard, but I did it. You know, I owned my shit and made the decision to my family, like, no, this is what I want. I'm going to stand my ground. And I sucked at something new. And, you know, it's been a long road, but I couldn't be happy. I mean, some days I could be happier, but for the most part, I am very happy where I am in my life and happy to have, you know, met friends that will forever be in good relationships and good, bad.
We'll see how tomorrow goes.
Yeah.
Sai, I see your hand. I'm going to unmute you real quick.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, my quick story was I've been wanting to try, you know, the ab wheel, the wheel with the 2 handles on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that
Right.
thing scares
So-
the crap out of me.
Yep.
So I was at the Christmas tree shop the other day and I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy it. It was like $5.99.
Sure.
It's something I seen on like a TV infomercial, I don't know, somewhere. And I was like, I just want to try it. I want to see if I could do it. So I bring it home. And of course, my 17-year-old kid with this 8-pack is like, oh, let me try it first, right? So he gets down there and he does one and he was like, oh my God, that's hard. Like, it's really hard. So then my 2 little ones try it and it's impossible, right? It's a struggle. They tried it. And so I had to put the mat down, you know, because of the old lady knees. But
Of course.
so
Put the smack down.
I grabbed the wheel and I do 4 in a row. And my 17-year-old was like, whoa, Mom, really? You could really do that? But like, I would have never tried.
Right.
Right?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
I can do
awesome.
the ab. Well, I almost brought it to Burn to have people try
Don't bring
it.
that over there and you'll get a hold of it. And then I'm
Yeah,
going to
I
have to
know.
do that in the morning.
That's the
Nah.
last thing we need.
Nah. You keep that over there, Saisha.
Can you imagine Annie on an ab wheel? We'll have our feet in the TRX fans.
Oh, dear.
But good for you, girl. That's
Yes,
great.
super proud of
Awesome.
At the end of the day, I think the big takeaway from all of this, hopefully for everybody, is to just never give up on yourself. Never give up on yourself. Always making yourself a priority, even when it's hard,
Yep.
even when you have to say no, even when it feels like you're probably going to piss off a lot of people. Don't take the back seat. Don't take the back seat in your life. You can't drive anywhere from the back seat.
You've got to ask yourself, is it going to make you happy? Is that what you want? Is it going to get you close to your goals? Because you're the one that matters. It's your life.
Yep. And remember, you can do hard things.
Yeah.
You can do hard things in this life. We all do them every single day. It's just a matter of what you want to make a priority. That's going to be hard for you to do. Does anybody have anything that they want to share? They have any questions or anything? We kind of flew through everything. You guys are awesome. Anybody?
It's all good stuff. That's
Yeah.
important. We kind of were like searching, like we knew like the theme of what we wanted to do and, you know, brainstorming with each other, but obviously the internet's helpful. And as we started to get into this stuff, we were like, these are definitely crucial points that should really be acknowledged.
Absolutely.
So hopefully you got some takeaways from it and just remind yourself that you are worth it. You are strong as hell. You deserve good things. You can do hard things. And it's okay to say no. You know, if it's going to benefit yourself, own it, be proud of it, take care of you first.
And I think you guys just showing up today, like you've already taken
Right.
a
That's a
big
huge
step.
step,
Just
yeah.
Spending 30
Yeah.
minutes with us on a Tuesday night,
Mm,
you guys are already on the right track. So
Yeah.
we want to thank each and every one of you for showing up today. We really, really appreciate it. We're going to sign off here. We're going to get back into the studio first thing in the morning. I know I saw a couple of you signed up for classes already in the morning. So we'll be here bright and early, but spread the word, tell people to start showing up to these things. We really, really, really appreciate every single one of you. We would not be here without each of you. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you guys.
I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'm going to try and post this. Hopefully I did it right, but it'll be in the morning because I'm starving. So have a great day, friends.
Take
Thank you.
care, guys.